All right. So the previous step, part two, we chose our starting point and the software that we're using, and it accepted all of our input and has now led us on to part three. So part three is to calculate the range of your data given your chosen starting point. Um, so let's go back to our worksheet here. And yeah, I don't want to leave this behind. So this is the flow chart. I'm also going by this. So step one, was to find a starting point. And so now the next step is to find the range. And the range is equal to the maximum of our data set minus our starting point. Okay, and we'll use the range later, but this is what we're trying to do. So let's come back down. So now calculate the range. So the range is going to be the maximum minus our starting point. So in this case, our maximum, or mine, was 149.1. And we're going to subtract from that the starting point, which is 0. Okay, this was my maximum, and this is my starting point. Now, because I'm subtracting 0 from it, okay, my range is going to be 149.1. That's pretty clear. But if you chose a starting point that wasn't 0, you'd have to do a little bit of a calculation. Now, you can do that on the calculator, but let me show you how to do that uh, with your spreadsheet. So let's say we wanted to calculate the range. So the range is the maximum minus the starting point. And, if you start to run out of space in a column like this, if you move the cursor up to the column headings, and if you position the cursor on the line separating the two columns, you'll notice the cursor changes. If you click the mouse button, left click the mouse button and hold, and then drag, you can make it a little bit bigger. All right. All right, now let me show you a little trick. So this is where you start to use the tools of a spreadsheet in the way that a spreadsheet is meant to be used. So remember, I said if you want to put in a formula or a calculation, start with an equal sign. So I'm going to hit an equal sign. Now we want to take the maximum value and subtract from it the starting point. So what I can do is, since I know that my maximum value is here, I don't have to type it in. I can just click on it. And then I can subtract from that the starting point and click on that. So notice it says equals D5 minus D7. And so D5 is this cell, which had the maximum, and D7 is this cell that had the starting point. And if I hit enter, okay, it's going to give us our calculation. Now, what's nice about this is, let's say you suddenly changed your mind and you go, I don't want a starting point of 0. I want a starting point of 4. Now watch what happens to the range when I hit enter. It automatically did the calculation. It automatically did the calculation because I put this cell and this cell as references. And so as soon as this one changed, it auto changed the result. Okay. And another thing that's useful is if you click on a cell that has a formula like this, and you click on the formula here in the formula bar, notice that D5 is in orange and D7 is in purple. And when I left click on that, it shows the cell D5 in orange. And then what I'm subtracting from it is in purple. That's D7. It kind of highlights, or it borders that cell in purple. Okay. So just as a little heads up, when you get more complicated formulas, that can be useful. All right, so I've got a range of 145. Oh, I gotta change this back. 149.1. So I'm gonna come back to my worksheet. Here's my range, 149.1. So now I'm going to go to the MyOpenMath problem. Here under range, I'm going to put 149, and I'm going to put 0.1, because again, pay attention to the decimal places of accuracy this is asking for. And then hit submit. And if we've done it correctly, as we scroll down, it says that it was correct. And now it's led us on to part 4. All right, so let's stop the video here, and the next video will be part 4.